Hey everyone, welcome to this third edition of the Animated Girl Profiles Confidential. And I'm here to talk about a character that has a very intriguing backstory. History, if you will. Recently on TV Trash, Chris Moore, Rowdy Reviews, TV Trash, has decided to dedicate the month of October to deconstructing the Disney afternoon. And by deconstructing the Disney afternoon, he's pretty much looking at some of the shows that, in the opinion of fans and maybe even himself, caused the decline of the Disney afternoon. Now, one of the shows that he started out first with was Bonkers. And even though he did probably a better job than some people can do when it comes to deconstructing why that show is either loved or criticized for what it is, he at least, did what he could. I mean, he even used the footage of New Partners on the Block that I had recorded from a tape that Incolet had sent me off my VCR before I had to re-record it off my mom's VCR, but you kind of get the idea. Anyway, he used that footage, but there was a few things obviously he didn't know about. Now, he knew that, the character you see in front of you right now, Miranda Wright, her episodes with Bonkers were created first. But was shown second. But he could never understand why, I think. That is until I uploaded an article or essay that I did on the history of Bonkers a couple of days ago that I had done like a couple years ago. I uploaded it to him. He thanked me and everything, and I even did a bit of a follow-up video to kind of help him out. Now, I don't know if he'll mention me helping him out in the next TV Trash video, but we'll see. Anyway, what I told him about Miranda was originally all the episodes of Bonkers, including the 19 to 20 episodes with Miranda that were aired, that the series originally as a whole was supposed to feature her and Bonkers as partners, not Lucky Piquel. You see, long history short, if you will. The original creative team, which consisted of Dwayne Capizza, who has worked on Batman and Superman, as well as Greg Weismer, who everybody knows from as the creator of the Gargoyles, worked on Bonkers and on the Bonkers and Miranda episodes. Now, what happened was the episodes, about, I would say, 41 to maybe 45 episodes came back disastrous. Yeah, about 41 to about 45, let's just say about 41 to 46 episodes possibly came back disastrous. So what happened was, because of that, they had to take those episodes, put them in the vault, from what I understand, never allow them to see the light of day again, and then replace the team of Dwayne Capizza and Greg Weismer with a new team consisting of Larry Lantham and his staff. And this Larry Lantham guy decided to, not decided what, but was given the task. Hold on for a sec. was given the task of reconstructing and rebooting Bonkers, or at least reconstructing and rebooting about 41 to 42 episodes. And these 41 to 42 episodes consisted of him teaming up with a new partner, Lucky Piquel. Now obviously Larry Lantham and his team drew inspiration from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Because you kind of see the similarities between all the characters. One thing that Larry Lantham did that some people do give him credit for was at least he gave a backstory, an origin, and how Bonkers became went from being a cop to being, not cop, but went from being a movie star to being a cop. But with that said, obviously Larry Lantham knew he was going to have some problems, because you see, one of the things he knew he was going to have problems with was the fact that fans were going to basically want to know where Miranda was. Because he knew there was going to be a lot of fans that had the Disney Channel, like I did at the time, that would watch it and wonder, hey, where's Miranda? Where's her episodes? Why ain't she in here? So, give Larry Lantham credit. He hinted at the fact that she was coming. He cameoed her as Chief Knifke's secretary. He had her mentioned briefly at the end of the episode, the final review, kind of hinting that she was coming. And then you had New Partners on the Block. Now, New Partners on the Block was one of those episodes that basically, again, New Partners on the Block was one of those episodes that basically filled the gap between the Lucky and Miranda episodes. Nowadays, or as recent as 2004, 2005, which is about a decade ago, or recently, almost a little, but recently as of a decade ago, anytime you would watch Bonkers on syndication, Disney Channel, or Toon Disney, anytime you would watch him, and you would watch the entire run, something would be amiss. All of a sudden, after you were done with the Lucky episodes, you suddenly went to the episodes with Miranda with no explanation. It's like, what happened? Nowadays, when something like that happens, when a new character takes over for another character, there's usually an off-screen explanation as to why that happened. Anyway, long story short, Larry Lantham knew he had to do something about that. So obviously, after hinting at the fact that she was going to arrive, he worked on an episode, probably worked with Dwayne Capizza and Greg Weismer as well, their team, brought them back. In my opinion, I think they brought them back to work or help work on New Partners on the Block, which, as I have looked at and have said, is kind of the sequel to Going Bonkers, but it's also like a mid-season finale and basically a transitional episode. The transition being that Bonkers was going from Lucky as a partner to Miranda, and this at least gave an idea of this is what was going to happen. So, anyway, that's how Miranda came to be. Now, a lot of people have said that Miranda really didn't need to be there. That there was no reason for her to be there. Actually, there was, because you see the episodes you probably saw were just like the tip of the iceberg from maybe what they were originally planning for her. You see, as I mentioned in my reply video to Chris Moore, I have no doubt in my mind they were probably planning an origin story of how Bonkers became a cop and how he ended up meeting Miranda and they became a team. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about the fact that they were going to do a Christmas special as well, or a Christmas episode. I have no doubt they were going to involve all the other characters from the Raw Toonish days. I have no doubt about that. But when one looks at it, folks, when one looks at it, I don't think anybody could deny that Miranda was a decent addition and a decent character. I also believe, in my opinion, that had they continued on with Miranda's episodes, that maybe one of the episodes that probably got vaulted, if you know what I mean, would have involved her becoming a Toon. I mean, think about it. They had an episode in the Lucky Ones where he temporarily became a Toon because he got Toon flu. Sometimes I wonder if maybe the Larry Lantham team drew from not just from Roger Rabbit, but drew from inspiration of what was going to be in the Miranda episodes. And I think, in a sense, Miranda probably would have ended up as a Toon somehow as well, either through Toon flu or through some kind of experiment by Ludwig von Drake or something. I don't know. But what I always believed is she'd be more accepting, if not more embracing of it. She'd be able. I mean, they could have dedicated that episode to her kind of learning how Toons, learning about her ability as a Toon, learning the fact that she can melt down into a puddle, into a puddle of goo. She can stretch herself. She could shapeshift if she needed to. All sorts of stuff. Because again, it looked like to me she was more. It's like she understood in her episodes the mechanics a bit of what the Toons can do, of what Toons were capable of. In other words, she was almost like on the wavelength. So, I think in a sense that probably would have been an episode they would have done, or that would have been an episode that would have been done, but was vaulted because maybe the animation wasn't that good. But anyway, overall, I thought Miranda was good. I thought her introduction was great. As a matter of fact, nowadays, not nowadays, but when the Disney Adventure magazine was out, they did comics of all the Disney afternoon shows, and there were several comics, if not one or two comics, where they had her teaming with Lucky and Bonkers. They were a team of three. So to me that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But yeah, Miranda can't really say anything bad about her. I thought she was good. I thought she was a really good character. As a matter of fact, when I bought and played WWE 2K13, or as it was known, WWE 13, I created a CAW Diva, a CAW Diva version of her. I really did. And, because that's how much of a fan I am of her myself. So, anyway,